What if the very thing we fear the most is the birthplace of who we truly are? This is not a lesson in fixing chaos. This is an invitation to remember its role in our evolution. I'll start with an opening parable that best illustrates this shadow challenge and how to navigate through it. It's called The Thread in the Tangle. At this point, please close your eyes and visualize the story I am about to share. Once, in a realm made only of light and vibration, there lived a weaver of realities. Her task was not to control creation, but to feel it. Each day, she spun tapestries from the cosmic thread, creating galaxies, emotions, and seeds of potential. Her loom obeyed her touch, responding to her intention. Life flowed effortlessly. But one day a great tangle appeared, thick, pulsing, unformed. It writhed like a serpent of potential. The weaver froze. "This is not the part of the pattern," she whispered. She tried to brush it away. She tried to cut it. But the more she resisted, the more it grew. Confusion became frustration. Frustration became fear. Until one moment, exhausted and trembling, she stopped. She took a big, deep breath and repeated those deep breaths. And with trembling hands, she touched the tangle. She felt its heat, its pulse. She saw colors inside she had never spun before. Then she heard it, not a voice, but a rhythm. And for the first time, she did not try to command the thread. She danced with it. The tangle began to loosen, not into something she expected, but into something completely new, the most beautiful pattern she had ever woven. And in that moment, the weaver remembered. Chaos isn't a mistake. It's a womb, a question, a bridge between what was and what could be. This third gate, or gene key 3, is encoded with the new raw energy of primordial chaos. Not the chaos of destruction, but the chaos of creation. It lives at the edge of every new beginning, every unknown, every evolutionary leap. From a cellular level to expansion of consciousness, it is the friction between the old and the new. But here's the challenge. Our minds hate chaos. Our egos fear it. Our nervous systems flinch when we can't find control. So we label it dangerous and avoid it. We cling to old systems, identities, and thought loops because they feel safer than the wild void of transformation. But deep within that void is innocence waiting to be remembered. The shadow of chaos exists because we have forgotten how to trust change. This shadow shows up in two ways: repressively, as rigidity, where we micromanage every detail to avoid disorder; reactively, as disruption, where we lash out, sabotage, or rebel because we've internalized that we must fight or control the unfolding. In both expressions, we disconnect from our own intuitive flow. But the shadow is not a flaw. It is the guardian of your next level. Chaos only enters when the soul is ready to evolve, when our current structures, mental, emotional, or physical, can no longer carry the truth of who we're becoming. It is not there to destroy us. It is there to unravel us so that something higher, more innocent, more true can rise in its place. At a biological level, this challenge connects us to our sacral center, the core of creative life force. It governs mutation and adaptation. Your very DNA relies on the chaos of mutation to birth something new. This isn't just metaphorical, it's scientific. Every new evolutionary leap, whether in nature, society, or the psyche, requires a breakdown of the old. And so when you feel the pull of confusion and disorder and internal pressure, you are not malfunctioning. You are going through the process of mutation. You are birthing a new expression of yourself. Chaos is how our physical form learns to adapt, but innocence is how your soul learns to trust it. Spiritually, this challenge asks a powerful question. Can you meet uncertainty with play? And can you walk into the void without needing to define what comes next? Those interested in doing deeper personal alchemy and wish to have a means of accelerating an understanding of shadow work. Over the last 3 to 5 years, I have collected a wealth of information from various esoteric systems, namely the I Ching, human design, gene keys, the chakra systems, and astrology, as well as integrating them with the human genetic code. And in this chart, you will find the details of all the different shadows, all the different fears, the specific fears that fuel those specific shadows, all 64, all in relationship to each codon. And in this wheel, you will find 4 legends on each corner because they can't all fit on one corner or one side to make it a nice, evenly balanced square. So here is the statements from each zodiac sign, so you can see. And then we have the legend for each chakra. You'll notice that there are more than 7, and because there are more than 7 because it is including the spleen as a means to detect threats. So there's an intuitional center there. There's also a center of willpower called the thyroid, because when we are born, the thyroid is literally almost, if not as big as our heart. So we have to accommodate that. And on the other side of this, you will also find an understanding of the I Ching, hexagram system, the different trigrams, the relationship to the three-dimensional plane, the yin and the yang, and how each of the 6 lines are affiliated with different archetypes, thanks to the human design and or gene key system. And lastly, you will also find the human genetic sequence chart for all the amino acids associated with the human genetic code. But furthermore, you will also find in this chart all the different zodiacs, all 12, mixed with the human design gene key chart. Bear with me, my graphics card is not as fast as other people's on their computer, but you will see all the different fears, all the different shadows, and how they relate to each chakra in those colorful little dots. So you can see how it affects each energy center in the body and how each of them have their own repressive and reactive statements because there are 6 expressions in each challenge. Therefore, you will also find those 6 lines in there, all with their own repressive and reactive statements, their associated dilemmas from that specific shadow, which eventually will clear up, the gift from making the right choices regularly and practicing that gift with its own unique self-empowerment statement. So as you learn to vacate the trapped emotions such as sadness, fear, anger, shame, and guilt, and you will reorient towards true self-alignment and honoring the intuition and inner authority that you possess, it will lead you towards the grace specific to that challenge. So if you would like to learn more about this and or you would like to download this file for your own personal means of translating your specific challenges in the human design system or in the Gene Key system, it is all there for you. All you have to go is to my website and download this PDF file. It's about 50 megabytes in size. I hope you enjoy this and hope you enjoy this brief glimpse into this massive PDF with all the details about all the specific challenges you'll have in your personal self-realization path. In order to find this PDF, a link will be found down below in the description of the YouTube video. When using that elaborate and vast chart of information, you can use the human design apps found in the App Store on Google Play so that you can choose whichever speaks to you most. And as you choose whichever human design app works best for you, you can then use that towards the chart. So you get your information and your numbers. And then after that, you can use the chart as reference. For example, I use the human design app, which helps me see the specific numbers that I need to see in the top right-hand corner. The red are the unconscious. These are the ones that were imprinted when the soul decided to remain anchored in the body about 90 days before you were born, between the second and the third trimester. The black numbers indicate the conscious, more aware challenges that you know you have in your current life, based on your survival challenges and your adversities currently going on in your life. You can also find that same application in the Human Design App Store for iPhone and or iOS before you start using the chart that you have purchased online. Thank you very much. And if you ever need more information on this and you wanted a free consultation in understanding the current challenges in your life and how it relates to human design, feel free to reach out through the links below. You can also visit thegenekeys.com. There, you will also find a different kind of chart. It relates to the same challenges and same numerical sequences as found in the I Ching and Human Design. And there you'll be able to find the free profile link where you can then enter in your personal information in this field and then have a look at your specific gene key profiles and understand your genus sequence, your Venus sequence in opening up your heart, your love sequence, prosperity, and finding inner harmony. Thank you for watching this short introduction into the Wheel of Evolutionary Change and the chart that I've shown you in brief. And hopefully through those apps and through this PDF, you will find a way to decode the challenges you face and understand how to make the best choices for you and everyone you were meant to impact positively in your life. Now back to the shadow work and the evolutionary change in this video. The grace from this challenge that's waiting to descend and envelop you is innocence, a divine purity that doesn't come from naivety, but from full-hearted trust in life. It is not found in mastery over chaos, but in graceful participation with it. Innocence is the state of being where creation becomes play again, where the soul no longer resists the current of life, but rides it like a child through a stream. When we stop demanding certainty, we open the gates to innovation, to co-creation, to true surrender. This is the essence of spiritual ascension, not the escape from chaos, but the learning to see the divine within it. How to shift from fear to love and the bridge between. At the heart of this challenge lies a choice, the same one faced by every evolving being. Fear will say, I can't handle this. But love will say, I'm becoming something new. The bridge between this is presence, not solving, not fixing, but being with the process. Because what looks like chaos to the mind is often sacred geometry unfolding too quickly to see clearly. And the moment we stop fighting it, we become conduits for divine innovation. So the next time life unravels, When you feel scattered, overwhelmed, or uncertain, don't rush to try and organize it. Don't try to control it. Pause, breathe, listen. There may be a new pattern whispering its way into your being. You are not breaking, you are emerging. And in this challenge, it is the art of remembering that chaos is not the opposite of grace. It is the doorway to receiving it and embodying it. And we're just going through the beginning of these gene keys. If this really struck a chord with you, or you appreciate that this is helping you navigate your specific challenges in life, you can comment below on how this helped you shift. If you want to learn more, you can join my meetup groups. A specific one associated with this kind of work would be the divination systems. And I have a few others, like the emotional intelligence meetup, and we also have the emotional trauma release group. They're all free to join, and they all have free resources that you can tap into. You can email me if you want to learn more about your own specific challenges. It's down in the description below. You can also email me and reach out for a free 45-minute consultation so I can get to know you, understand your chart a little better, and how they correlate. And if you really feel it's a fit, then you can schedule an appointment with me and we can get through to the first part of your transformational process. Thank you for watching this video as long as you have. I hope you found the content rich and insightful. I look forward to meeting you soon. And if not, I look forward to having you peruse my website, especially the archive materials. There you'll find links to the free resources if in case Meetup and its platform isn't for you. Thank you again. God bless. Namaste. And good life to you.